Somebody wrote a rule into code that cannot be changed. Not by governments, not by banks, not even by the person who created Bitcoin. 21 million coins. That's it. Forever.
But here's the thing. That number wasn't random. It wasn't a guess. It was chosen for a very specific reason. And once you understand why, you'll see every dollar in your wallet completely differently.
And there's one part of this story almost nobody talks about. Something that makes that 21 million number feel genuinely eerie. I'll get to it. But first, you need to understand the problem Bitcoin was trying to solve. Most people think money is just money, a thing that exists, a thing that works. You earn it, you spend it, that's the deal. But here's what they're missing. Money only works because enough people agree it does. That's it. There's no gold backing your dollar anymore, no vault somewhere with your name on it. It's pure collective belief. And the people who control money, they can print more of it anytime they want, for any reason they want, with zero votes, zero permission, and zero explanation to you. Between 2020 and 2022, the US government printed 40% of all dollars that had ever existed in 2 years. Your rent went up, your groceries went up, your savings quietly went down in value. That's the problem. And that's exactly what Satoshi was staring at in 2008 when he built something designed to be the complete opposite. Think of it like this. You collect trading cards, and there's a special card. Only 21 of them were ever made. Everyone knows this. It's printed right on the card. 21 total, ever. Now imagine 1 million people decide they want that card. What happens to the price of each one? It goes up, obviously, because demand grew, but supply didn't. Now here's the twist. What if someone tried to make more cards? What if a manufacturer just printed a 22nd? Every single trading card collector in the world would instantly know it was fake, because they all have the same list, the same record. You can't sneak a fake past a system where everyone holds the truth simultaneously. That's Bitcoin. Except instead of trading cards and collectors, it's 21 million coins and millions of computers all holding the exact same record at the same time. And here's where this gets interesting. Wait, because I just skipped the most important question. Why 21 million specifically? Why not a billion? Why not a trillion? Why not just unlimited? The answer is something I genuinely didn't expect when I first learned it, and it changes how you think about every other currency on Earth. Imagine a pizza. 8 slices, 8 people. Everyone gets one. Now imagine 16 people show up, but nobody made a bigger pizza. Everyone gets half a slice. The pizza didn't get worse, there's just more people sharing it. That's what happens to money when you print more of it. The pizza stays the same size, but every slice you're holding is now worth less. Satoshi didn't want Bitcoin to be a pizza that could be stretched forever. He wanted it to be a pizza with a fixed number of slices. Period. Done. Non-negotiable. And this is where I need to tell you something about Satoshi himself that most people have never heard. Something that makes the 21 million number feel less math and more like a message. The way Bitcoin reaches 21 million is also completely deliberate. Miners, the computers running the system, get rewarded with new Bitcoin for processing transactions. But every 4 years, that reward cuts in half. It's called the halving. First, miners got 50 Bitcoin per block, then 25, then 12.5, now 3.125, eventually 0. The last Bitcoin will be mined around the year 2140. This isn't random. This mimics something that happens with gold. The deeper you mine, the harder it gets. Bitcoin was designed to feel like digital gold, scarce on purpose, finite on purpose, valuable because it's limited on purpose. Okay, remember that eerie thing I mentioned at the beginning? Here it is. Satoshi Nakamoto, the person who built Bitcoin and chose 21 million, disappeared in 2011. Just gone. No warning, no explanation. left behind wallets holding about 1 million Bitcoin that have never moved. Nobody knows if Satoshi is alive. Nobody knows if he ever plans to touch those coins. And here's the genuinely strange part. It doesn't matter. Because Satoshi can't change the 21 million cap. Not anymore. He gave up that power when he disappeared. The rules now belong to everyone running the network. Not a single person, not even the creator, can override them. 21 million wasn't just math. It was a statement. In a world where governments print money whenever things go wrong, where your savings quietly lose value every year without anyone asking you, someone built a system with a hard limit. A system that says there will never be more of this, ever. No matter who's in charge, no matter what happens. For some people, that's terrifying. For others, that's the whole point. If you're watching this right now, you understand something most adults don't. Most people use money every day without ever asking where it comes from, who controls it, or why it keeps buying less over time. You just did. And that question, why is something valuable, is actually the most important financial question you can ever ask, because the answer changes everything about how you save, spend, and think about the future.